Hi, Dr. Woodland here. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be exploring a crucial aspect of our well-being, and that's deep sleep. What exactly is it? How does it work and why is it important? We'll discuss these issues, as well as medical issues that can interfere with deep sleep and the risks associated with not getting enough of it. So let's dive in and become more aware together. Now, deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep or non-REM sleep, stage 3, sometimes called a core sleep, it's one of the most restorative phases of our sleep cycle. It's characterized by slow brain waves, reduced heart rate, and relaxed muscles. During deep sleep, your body undergoes critical processes that help with physical restoration, memory consolidation, and overall health. And a fun fact, deep sleep typically accounts for about 15 to 25% of total sleep time in adults and mainly occurs in the first half of the night. Now, to understand deep sleep, we need to look at the sleep cycle. Sleep consists of several stages: light sleep, deeper sleep, also REM, rapid eye movement sleep. Each full cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and we experience maybe, 3, 4 cycles per night. Now, let's break this down a little bit. So let's start with stage 1. So stage 1 is light sleep, where you drift in and out of consciousness. Typically, people who have been in stage 1 sleep report belief that they actually had been awake. Maybe you've been like me, and so I will tell you that I am a chronic faller asleeper on the coucher. And I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to make sure that I have a good nighttime routine. And by the way, being a sleep psychologist, newsflash, spoiler alert, I'm not perfect at sleep hygiene. I don't have insomnia anymore, but I'm not perfect at sleep hygiene. And one of the things that I'm not perfect at is getting up off the couch when I'm sleepy, okay? And so oftentimes I will fall asleep on the couch. Now, early on in my marriage, I've been married about nine and a half years now. And early on in my marriage, my wife and I would just sit on the couch watching a show or something like that. And invariably, I would fall asleep, start snoring a little bit, and she'd say, like, "Sean, you're snoring. Go to bed," right? And I would be like, "No. I've been awake this entire time." She's like, "Nope, you've been asleep." What's been going on there? Well, I've been in light sleep. It's an interesting thing. Light sleep often leads to us underestimating the amount of sleep that we get. There's something called paradoxical insomnia. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about paradoxical insomnia, maybe I'll do a short, or maybe I'll do another video on it in the future. Basically, what paradoxical insomnia is you are sleeping though you think you're awake. And we grossly underestimate the amount of sleep that we get in paradoxical insomnia. Research shows that most people underestimate the amount of sleep that they get, maybe even by about an hour a night. It's possible that people with paradoxical insomnia are underestimating their sleep even further, okay? Now, the upshot of that is that they might be getting more light sleep than they need, and that can lead to other issues, which we're going to talk about later as well. Okay. Then there's stage 2, and this is a deeper sleep where our heart rate slows down and body temperature drops. And then we've got stage 3, and this is the deepest sleep and the focus of our discussion today. Then there's also REM sleep, and this is the stage where most of the dreaming occurs. Now, with REM sleep, I often get patients who ask me about REM sleep. They ask me about their dreams. They ask me about, well, why do I dream? Why do I not dream? What do my dreams mean? Unfortunately, I'm not Joseph of Egypt. I'm not a dream interpreter. I'm not Sigmund Freud. I'm a little bit more contemporary person who interpreted dreams, but that's not me. Maybe in the future I'll do a video about dreaming and all about dreaming and what it is, what it isn't. I get people who they will say they do dream, vividly even. Some people who say that they don't dream at all, or they don't remember their dreams, right? There's a lot of variability with kind of subjective experience of your dreams. Now, in the context of deep sleep and of insomnia, it's less relevant the content of our dreams, how much we dream, how long. I've gotten people ask me like, does how long I dream for matter, right? Like, this is likely less relevant to your insomnia and to your getting deep sleep than I think a lot of people want to admit, or a lot of people believe, right? So dreams have this. I think they have this kind of mystical aura about them, and for good reason, right? They, dreams are something that are very, very interesting and oftentimes uncontrolled, right? And that said, they're less relevant in terms of connecting your behavior to your sleeping problems, which is what I'm an expert at. There is something called image rehearsal therapy for people who have bad dreams at night, and perhaps I'll do a video on that in the future as well. Now, deep sleep is essential for various functions such as memory processing and physical recovery. During deep sleep, your brain waves slow down significantly, allowing for critical bodily functions. And these include, number one, growth hormone release. So this is really an essential part for growth, for muscle repair, cell regeneration. Now, with growth hormone release, this is an interesting one too for my pain patients. It's hypothesized that people with chronic pain, because they're not getting deeper sleep, they're not getting that growth hormone release, which is inherently analgesic. And so the idea is that if I have pain, I'm not getting as much deep sleep, and then I'm not getting that growth hormone release as effectively that is designed to help me have less pain, right? And so it can kind of become this vicious cycle. Number two, we have consolidating memories, and this is where your brain organizes and stores information from the day, making it crucial for learning. And then third, we have detoxification, and this is where the brain clears out toxins that accumulate during waking hours, and that helps your overall cognitive health. Understanding these processes highlights why deep sleep is vital for both mental and physical well-being. However, unfortunately, there are various medical conditions that can disrupt deep sleep. And let's take a look at some of the most common issues here. First of all, we have sleep apnea. This condition causes breathing interruptions during sleep, preventing the body from entering deep sleep stages. In another video, I explain a little bit more about sleep apnea. Encourage you to go check that out if you'd like to learn more. Sleep apnea can lead to fragmented sleep and excessive sleepiness. Another one that's important to note is insomnia. So difficulty falling or staying asleep, which is kind of the hallmark of insomnia, means that you also might not get enough deep sleep. And chronic insomnia can lead to worsened deep sleep. Third, we have restless leg syndrome, and this is characterized by uncomfortable sensations in the legs. RLS can make it difficult to relax, and to achieve deeper sleep stages. Also, we have chronic pain. Conditions such as chronic low back pain, arthritis, fibromyalgia. These can interfere with sleep quality and duration, making it hard to reach deep sleep. And then we also have mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, and these can lead to sleep disturbances, often resulting in reduced deep sleep as well. And with regard to mental health issues, one mental health issue that is still rare but fairly prevalent compared to a lot is bipolar depression or bipolar disorder. And this is one that has significant impacts on sleep as well. If you'd like, I'd love to do another video on how bipolar disorder and sleep interact with one another as well. They interact in interesting ways, and there's some interesting considerations that if we have bipolar that we need to make in order to manage our sleep more effectively. Now, if you suspect that you have a sleep disorder, maybe consider consulting a healthcare professional so they can properly diagnose and treat you for whatever disorder they might find. And now that we've understand the importance of deep sleep, let's discuss the risk associated with not getting enough sleep. So first, I want to mention impaired cognitive function. So lack of deep sleep can lead to difficulties in concentration, memory problems, and decreased alertness. A weakened immune system. So insufficient sleep can make you more susceptible to infections, illnesses, and hinders immune function as well. That's the second one here. Now, one thing to note is maybe you've noticed, and this is something that I noticed in my own life, is that if I have had a couple of nights of sleep loss where I have sleep deprivation, I don't get my full-on deep sleep for the night. It's very common that I will start getting cold symptoms, right? And maybe they're mild, right? But it's something that's very common. And I know for me that if I'm having some little symptoms coming on, and for me specifically, oftentimes it's like a little bit of a sore throat. And I know that the next night, if I get a better night's sleep, there's a chance that my immune system will nip that in the bud. Now, I know that that's not the case for every person, but it's something just to kind of note. And from an immunology standpoint, also just kind of interesting that we're probably getting exposed to many more viruses and foreign agents than we realize, but then our sleep is buffering against the impact that they have, because as we sleep well, our immune system functions optimally. Also, we have increased stress levels. So low deep sleep quality can elevate cortisol levels, leading to increased anxiety and stress. We also have physical health risks. So chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and even shortened lifespan. Then there are mental health effects. So lack of deep sleep can exacerbate conditions like anxiety and depression, and creating a vicious cycle where the anxiety or the depression leads to worsened sleep, which then leads to worsened mood the next day, and then thereby worsened sleep again. Now, to ensure that you get the deep sleep that you need, I want you to consider some helpful tips. First of all, establish a sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day to regulate your body's internal clock. Second, create a sleep-conducive environment. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, quiet. Consider blackout curtains, white noise machines, and maybe even aromatherapy. Third, limit screen time before bed. Reduce exposure to screens at least an hour before sleep to avoid blue light interference. Now, some of my patients say, well, Dr. Woodland, I like to use those blue light glasses, or I have those blue light filters on my screen, therefore I'm good to go. Well, the answer to that is actually there isn't a lot of research that suggests that blue light glasses, blue light filters actually work. Now, and specific to your phones, one thing that I think that's important to recognize is that even if you were able to cut out all the blue light, all the activating, alerting type of wavelength of light, even if you were able to do that, what's going to happen still is that phones are engaging in and of themselves, right? I guess you could say, traps, or they can be at least, right? They can be mind suckers, right? I've heard about people death scrolling. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but I can imagine has something to do with scrolling until your brain feels fried, right? And so let's see if we can avoid all of that close to bedtime. Because what's going to happen is that as we do so, we're going to be able to have a more clear conscience and a more clear mind as we let sleep come in, okay? As a reminder from a previous video as well, I talked about the 3 pillars of sleep, which are sleep drive, circadian rhythms, and relaxation and arousal states. And the 4th tip that I have here for you today is practicing relaxation techniques will also help you to improve your deep sleep. So how does it do that? Well, by engaging in activities like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga to help calm your mind, this will help your brain go into its natural sleep cycle that it wants to go into, irrespective of what we have to bring to the table. Now, relaxation practice is usually best done habitually. That's an important thing to note, is that you might not find the effect that you're looking for if you just do it one-off, right? Let's say I do a meditation for 30 minutes or something like that. It's best when you do it on a regular basis. The next tip is to mind your diet. So avoiding heavy meals, caffeine, alcohol close to bed. If you are hungry, have a lighter snack. These are important as well. And then stay active, like regular exercise, regular physical activity, cardiovascular activity. This is really important, in particular during daylight hours. It helps us to regulate our body temperature. And actually, in order to get into good deep sleep, our body temperature has to be decreasing in order for us to do so. And doing exercise can help with that. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of deep sleep. Prioritizing quality sleep can have transformative effects on your health and well-being. Now, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on health and wellness, health psychology, the mind-body connection. Remember, a good night's sleep is essential for a vibrant life. Sweet dreams, and see you next time.